Okay, it's Thursday, August the 26th, 2021, and I'm going to show you my Geranium Garden 2021. I've got a couple videos before, but here's the geraniums in the front of the house. I got one set on each side of the door. Every one of these I've rooted myself, but here's the one on the left side. That's about 18 inches across, or square. And then this one here is about 24 inches across, a little bit bigger than the other one, about 20 inches in the back, going towards the back. And then I've got I guess you call this a double geranium right there. And then I've got these other ivy geraniums going across the front here. This side is geraniums, the other side is some other kind of plants. But every one of these I've rooted. They all come from the same original plant. I've rooted these. This one right here is about 36 inches across. And these here, this second here about 18, and this one here about 24. But this is all in front of the house. So, here it is from this angle. Now we'll go to the back. Okay, we're in the backyard, and this is the first geranium you see. These two again were cuttings at one time that I've been growing. This is the best they've looked since I've been doing it, so that's pretty good. And we've got another one, smaller one right here. And this one here is just a year old, believe it or not, and I stuck it in the ground, and then earlier this year I took it out and put it in this pot, and it's just taken off. It's about 24 inches across, diagonal right now. And here's a couple of cuttings right here. There's the one right there, that's only been stuck in the ground a few weeks now. Here's one that's even smaller right there, that's even smaller. But and there's another one I stuck in about earlier in the year, and there's another small one right there is coming along. So then we've got a couple more right there behind it. Again, cuttings I just stuck in the ground. And then there's a red one. The red ones are the oldest. At one time I had all red, and I've got videos out there that show the my geranium garden when I had all red ones. But this here is the best this plant's looked in a while. Okay, then we go over here, and I've got yet another small geranium cutting. This one is taking off here lately. It's starting to grow really fast. And then I've got a couple more of the doubles like in the front. And I've got a couple more cuttings. I mean, the plants that have grown from, these are all grown from cuttings that I've taken. There's another small one right there. And there's another one over there. And then right behind that I've got a little smaller one that's coming along. And then right here in the shade, I've got another one. This is another different type pink and everything. Okay, then we go over here, back over here, and I've got more of those double pink ones. There's 3 plants. The one in the middle there is the biggest one. I've got a smaller one in the back, and then right down here I've got another cutting that I just stuck in earlier this spring. It's starting to come along. I can tell it's taking root, but it just starts taking off. Then I've got 2 bigger ones that actually were in front of the house earlier this year, and I took them and transplanted them back here because I didn't like the way they were shaped, but now they're coming along because I've been trimming them. So they're looking really good. Then through here on the other side of this little green area, I've got a couple more of the double ones. I need to cut a couple of the dead blooms now, but anyway, you get the point. And there's the other side of those other ones. And there we go. Then over here, next to the fence, that's a pink one. You can't really tell. And these are some of the old red ones. You see they're kind of long and leggy, but they're starting to come back. I've cut them back a lot to try to shape them up, and the new growth is coming out. They're starting to look pretty good. So, there's a couple more of the cuttings that I've put in. Small one right there, and then there's a small one there to the back, and then I've got another one right there, and then I've got another one right there in the back, and there's another big red one there, another big red one, and there's another small cutting that's just coming along. There's an old, you can see how leggy the older ones are. They get really leggy, and I just need to cut them way back, and they'll come back out again. So here's another one, no blooms on it right now, and it's got a little small cutting coming along in the back, and then I've got 3 more small cuttings that I planted earlier this year coming along right here in the back. Notice I've got all these baby tears all around. This stuff grows wild. I have not bought a single plant of baby tears, but it's great ground cover because it doesn't freeze here, so it just fills in, makes everything look real good. Okay, over here in the middle of this area over here, I've got yet more red ones. Those are the oldest ones, but they're about, if you see this one right here, for example, this one here is about 18 inches across and about 18 inches tall. Then I've got another one of the small lavender ones that are behind it. Okay, let me come over here, and I've got another cutting that I had taken, and as you can see, it's coming along. And there's another cutting of the lavender ones that I stuck in a pot. It's starting to really come out now. And then I've got a bunch of old red ones that I got right here around this maple tree. They're probably about 3 feet tall, but they're getting kind of leggy. I need to really cut them back and let them come back out again. So, yeah, okay, alrighty, then we'll come over here, and I've got another pink one right here. This is a pretty good size one, about 24 inches across, pink, and I've got some more pink ones back there. We got another cutting that I've taken. I believe this is a red one, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. And I've got another couple more pink ones back here. Another pink one there. See, I got a lot of geraniums. I don't realize how many I got till I start going in here and videoing them. These two aren't blooming right now, but this lavender one back here is really taken off this year. It's pretty big. It's about 15 inches across. Okay, then we'll go back here to the back, and I've got just a very few back here in the back, but mostly roses. Okay, there's a small cutting that I planted earlier this spring, and it's starting to take root. And there's an old one. You can see how leggy the old ones get. They look bad, but I'll cut them back and they'll come right back. This one here I've cut back pretty drastically, and it's starting to shape up and look a lot better. Same thing with this one here. This one was looking pretty bad, and it's really coming out now. There's another lavender smaller one. This one here was just a cutting this year, but it's really taken off now. It's about 10 inches across, the widest point right now. And there's a very small cutting I've got. Another geranium right there. And then in the back, behind the roses, I've got geraniums filling in the back. And there's another one back down there in the back. And there's another one back there, I don't know if you can see it. And there we go. When I got a big one over here in the corner. This one here in the corner is about 36 inches at the widest point. It's a hot pink one too. Only got one bloom on it right now. And then over here, I've got another small cutting right there. And then I've got one here in the back that's coming along this year too. So that's my geranium garden for 2021. As you can see, it's doing pretty darn well. And I think this one right here is probably the best looking out of all of them right here. Probably the best looking one. And this thing here is just taking off like crazy this year. Okay, thank you. Hope you've enjoyed this year my geranium garden 2021.